Guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Depends on where you're watching from. You're welcome to our weekly analysis where we talked about what we feel about the market, how I view the market the previous week, and what I viewed about the market that might happen the coming week. Today is 11th of August 2024. We'll be swift and fast on our video because it's a weekly analysis and we only talk about what will happen the coming week. What we said will happen the previous week and what actually happened the actual week, and what might happen the coming week. Therefore, today's analysis will be for 12th till 16th of August 2024. So, without wasting much of our time, we dive straight into our chart. This is our bellwether, which is our baseline known as dollar index. So, on dollar index last week, I mentioned that I would like to see the market trade to 103,000 and 102.742. That is for the coming week. The previous week, on the 4th, last week, I said I was interested in the market visiting 103 103,000 and 102.742, and when it gets there it should find a support level. On Monday, this was the bearish movement on Monday, pierced through that level 103.000 or 103 big figure and 102.742. From Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the market found support. The price found support around 103 big figure and 102.746. Then I said, if the price should find a support around that area, 103,500 should be delivered, which was delivered. 103.500 was delivered on Thursday. Is that a coincidence? No. Now, going forward, the previous, as of last week, I also said, if 103 big figure gives way and 102.742 also gives way, the price found resistance around that area, I'll be interested in 102.000. That is 102 big figure. No video was ever deleted and none will be deleted. So now, going forward, the coming week, I'll see how the market price treats this fair value gap. Let's bring out the fair value gap in a form of CB. Okay, let me clone this then. I have a CB here. Let me clone this. you come down here. So we have a CB here. We have a CB on the D1 here. The candle that forms on the 2nd of August. The candle that forms on the 2nd of August, which was last week Friday, that forms on the 2nd, gives that gap. So that is a CB sell-side imbalance that lacks a buy-side inefficiency movement. So I'll see how the market treats this, how the price treats that CB, how the price treats this CB, because if this CB should also form a form of what is it called? If the CB stands as a resistance to the market, then we are coming down to 102 big figure, no doubt about it. But the moment the market price trades above this CB, I will be interested in 104 big figure and 104.500 big 104.500. Yes, I'm interested in 104 big figure and 104.500. So let's see how the market treats, how the price treats that CB we have. The CB will be my decision point to take us to either 102 big figure or it takes us to 104 big figure. Though, as of last week, I said if I should see a movement, if I should see a support forming around 103 big figure, I'll be going for 103.500 and 104,000. In other words, that still stands. But for me to see a CB around here, I need to see how the market reacts to the CB, especially if the market was able to cross the consequent encroachment and found support above the consequent encroachment of this CB, then we're going fully into 104 big figure and 104.500. That'll be that on dollar index. Let's move to Euro USD. Euro USD last week we were expecting, I was expecting I was expecting a movement. I was expecting a resistance formation around 1.09500. This is here. So this is 10500. 10500. Let's do this. So I'm expecting market price to found a kind of resistance around 109,500 and 109,000. So 109,500, which was taken, and 109,000 should serve as a resistance to the price. You can see when the market gets to 1.09500, it starts dropping. So the coming week, how I personally, how I will react to this. how I personally will react to this. What will I be watching? I'll be watching the market visiting 1.0800 or 1.08500 the coming week. 1.08500 the coming week. I'll be interested in the market visiting 1.08500. 1.08500. I expect this this resistance of 1.09500 should remain intact. So I'll be going for 1.08500 the coming week, as long as the price still remain below 1.08 or 1.09500. If you should also look closely, we have a kind of BC here. We have a buy side imbalance, a sell side inefficiency. So we have a BC here, the low of this candle here and the high of this candle here. We have a BC here. Okay, let me do this. Should I? Okay, let me move this. So since we have a BC here, we have a sufficient buy side movement, but a sell side inefficient movement, which creates that gap. So that was the BC. I want to get it right. The low of that candle, the low of this candle, and the high of this candle. So that is a BC. So I expect the market to deliver 1.08500 the coming week. Then we can see, we can move ahead, we can move further, but that's still the same. Then we go to our GBP USD. On GBP last week, I was interested in a resistance forming around 1.2819. Yes, I expected 1.2819, 1.28219 to serve as a resistance. Stop popping up. So I'm expecting 1.28219 to serve as a resistance to the market, which it does. 1.28219 to serve as a resistance to the market, which it does. Then I was expecting a possible movement into 1.2700. 1.2700 was delivered, and also into 1.26 thousand, sorry, 1.27 thousand, and a possible movement into 1.26 thousand. This was 1.26 thousand. 1.26 thousand. This is 1.27 thousand. It has been delivered on Thursday. Then this is 1.26 thousand. So in other words, that analysis and bias still remain the same, as long as the price remain below 1.28219. The low of this candle comes in at 1.26. The low of that candle comes in at 1.26, 1.26648. That was the low of that candle, which while I was interested in 1.26 thousand. So that still remains the same. I'm expecting the market to sweep this low here. So at least it should give us a fine movement into 1.26, 1.26, 1.26213, 1.26213, 1.26213, then 1.26 thousand. So that would be the low hanging fruit will be 1.26213, I think. The low hanging fruit will be 1.26213, then 1.26 thousand will be my full thoughts. Then we go to Nasdaq. On Nasdaq last week, I was interested in a resistance forming around 18,800. I was expecting a resistance to form around 18,800. Then we should see a movement into 18,000. 18,000 was what was delivered. 18,000 was what was delivered beautifully. 18,000 was delivered. This is 18,000. 18,000 was delivered. Even the market was down up to 17,251. So though that is what my target was 18,000. So anything below 18,000 does not have my interest as of last week. So the coming week, my chart has been like this for a while. So let me call your attention to the decision I made with this. I said the moment the market still remains above 17.760, I will be bullish on Nasdaq. That was why I left it there. So since this one has done what I expected, for now I'm not interested in this. Let me take this off. Then 18,000. So so now I said I will be watching being bullish as long as the market price trades above 17,760. Then I will be watching to be bearish when the market trades below 17,639. I left it there for a reason. Then the coming week, what will I be watching? My low hanging fruits will be a movement into this BC here, and expect 18,000 to be redelivered. The market, I'm expecting a movement towards 18,700. Let me use a big figure. 18,700. 18,700 should serve as a resistance. Then I'll be coming back into 18,000. I'll be coming back into 18,000. If 18,700 serves as a resistance, I'll be coming back to 18,000 and possible movement taking out this low. I said that because there is also, we have a kind of CB here as well. I have a CB here. So wherever I have a CB, I have to slow things down and see how the market reacts to the CB. You're not staying. There is a CB here. Let me bring it out. I want you guys to see what I'm saying. So I'll be that is my CB shoot. Let me change the color. That is a CB. That is a CB. Let me see how the market reacts to the CB. No. Sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Then let me use a color that will be visible. Oh, my text is not visible. Why? My text. Okay, let me change the color of my text. Okay, let's use this. So that's a CB there. I'm able to bring out the CB. So that is the CB. There's the CB. Then I'll be interested in the market treating that CB as a resistance. If I should see the market treating that CB as a resistance, then I'm coming down to take and attack this low here. So I'll be interested in anything 700 to serve as a resistance and 18,000, then possible movement into the low of this candle here, into the low of the candle, the low of this candle, of the candle that forms on Monday, into the low of 17251.20 on Nasdaq. The moment that low has been taken, then I will be coming down further. Then on US 30, which is our Dow futures, last week I was expecting a resistance to form around 40,000. So I was interested in 39,200 and 39,000. Last week I was interested in 39,000 and 39,200. So I was expecting a resistance to form. I was expecting 40,000 to remain a resistance to the market, to the price. So what really now happens? 39,000. 39,000 was delivered and 39,200 was also delivered. 39,200 was delivered. So I was expecting the 40,000 still remains a resistance for now. the 40,000, yes, still serves as a resistance till this moment. Yeah, still serve as a resistance to this moment. Then the market has delivered 38,470. 38,470. Sorry, yeah, 38,470. I was expecting 39,500. So the coming week, I'll be expecting 40,000 to remain a resistance. I'll be watching it to remain as resistance. That will take us back. That will take us back into 38,470 again. 38,470 and possible movement into 38,000. 38,000. So S&P 500. On S&P 500 last week, I was interested in a resistance forming around 54. Yes, 5400. I was expecting 5400 to serve as a resistance, which was serving presently, and 5264 should be visited. 5264. This is 5264 here. We have 5264 delivered. 5264 delivered. 5264 delivered. Then the coming week, what do I expect? I expect the market visiting 5400. Then when it gets to 5400, I'll see if 5400 is ready to serve as a support or a resistance. So the only level I'm interested in on S&P 500 is what? 5400 the coming week. 5400. So I'll be interested in 5100 if eventually 5400 serves as a what? It serves as a resistance. So 5100 will be on my radar for a very long time. So 5400 is around this liquidity void here. These are liquidity void. This is liquidity void. This is another liquidity void. So what I'm interested in now is the market visiting 5400 and give us a movement down into 5300 and possible movement into 5100 on the long run. If it goes my way, that is how I will deal it. That is how I will decide. There's not too much on it. Then on our gold. Gold was expected to deliver 2353 once it gets to 2500. Once it gets to 2500, 2500, I was expecting 2500 to serve as a kind of resistance to the gold price, and give us 2353. So 2353 was short of some pips. This was the candle that forms on Monday. The candle that forms on Monday, the low of that candle comes in at what? The low of this candle, this particular candle here, the low comes in at 2364,390. 2364 2390 and we were watching 2353. Can you call that a coincidence? No, it's not a what? A coincidence. So I'll be interested in 2353 again the coming week, as long as the market was able to break through 2400. If the market breaks through 2400, then I'll be going for 2353 again. So I expect 2450 and 2500 to remain a resistance. 2450 and 2500 should remain a resistance for good price movements. Then we go down into 2400, then into 2353. So at this junction, I'll be calling it a day. Thank you guys for being part of the family. Uh, our existing subscriber, you guys are well appreciated. You guys are beautiful. You guys are fantastic. You guys are fabulous. Thank you for being part of the family, and thank you for coming this far with us. To our new subscribers, you guys are welcome. To our first time viewers, you guys should do us a favor by subscribing to the family. A quick disclaimer before I leave: everything in this video is for educational purpose. I state and mention how I personally watch the market, how the market behaves, what I decide on, what should be my decision. That does not mean you have to decide on it yourself. Trading the financial market goes with risk. Know your risk appetite. What I do, what I display is what I put my own hard-earned money behind. I never ask you to put your money behind it. So it's a personal decision, it's for educational purpose. I am not a financial advisor. So you take responsibility for your actions. So at this junction, I'll say a goodbye to you guys till we meet on this weekly analysis the coming week. Thank you. We really love you. Trade responsibly and be safe. Bye for now.